Well, hello everybody. This is Dale from the Precept classes in Cullman, Alabama, and I thank you for joining us. This is lesson 3 of our study, A Divided Heart and a Divided Nation. And this week you're looking at 1 Kings chapters, let's see, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to do something a little different today, and I would really encourage you to spend some time on your own with this. I ran across a 3D presentation that describes just about everything that we saw within this scripture about how the temple was being built by Solomon. This is very, very useful, and I would encourage you to go to the website. This is called the 3dbibleproject.com. The number 3dbibleproject.com. I will have the link posted on my website so you can go there. Also, we're going to run through it very, very quickly right now, and you can stop anywhere along the way. But if you're watching this on the computer, then you should be able to observe this yourself, because down at the bottom there's wonderful little statements and cross-related articles and scripture passages that are very, very, very useful. And so we're just going to literally fly through the temple here real quick. This is the picture of the outer court. And as I said, there's all sorts of information at the bottom of the screen, so I would encourage you to go and check this out on your own. There was a wall that surrounded the outer court. Okay, I'm not going to comment a great deal about this stuff because it takes so much time. But there's various gates. Here's the north gate of the outer court, and there's a couple of gates on one side. There's one gate on the other side. You can find all this in the notes at the bottom of the presentation. Here's the south gate of the outer court. You'll notice that this presentation is actually interactive. Now here's the inner court. The inner court also has a wall around it, and here are the various things that you read about in our studies this week. So here's one of the gates into the inner court. We'll fly over real quick to another gate into the inner court. And the inner court was a place where only the priests would be allowed. Okay. Here's another one. That must be the east gate because we can see the altar right there. Yeah, and we enter in now, and there's the altar that you read about in your studies, and the size of it is very, very large. You see that it has a ramp going up to it. They have the ramp off the side. Some people have the ramp on the side where we're looking right now. Now, they have a ramp because the scripture is very plain that you are not to use steps lest you expose your nakedness. Now, I'm going to go through very quickly here. There's the very things. There's the ramp. Here are the basins that you read about, how they were designed. Here's the molten sea. And here's the right bronze pillar, one called Boaz. Here's the left one, called Joachim. And now we're about to enter into the temple itself. In the previous picture, you would have seen little outside rooms that go around the temple, and that's explained in the footnotes a good bit, so I would encourage you to watch this. This is the porch. Notice how it's inlaid with gold. Now we're going to go into the holy place. Okay, has a little music playing in the background that I couldn't turn off, so I hope you can still hear me. And here you have the tables of showbread and the candle holders. Everything overlaid with gold, as you read and as you studied. There's the showbread. There's the golden lampstands. We assume that these are designed according to the same model that we found in the Mosaic tabernacle. The altar of incense. Here's the high priest in his outfit. Now we go into the most holy place. The door opens with that. We don't know if the veil was on the inside or the outside, but there's a picture of the veil. The veil opens and we go in. There's the Ark of the Covenant. And this is the most holy place. There's the Ark with the cherubim on top. We don't know what cherubim look like. Contemporary interpreters believe that they look like what you see right here. Historically speaking, they were what you would see on the Valentine's Day card. Right there was the law that was inside the Ark of the Covenant. That is all that was in the Ark of the Covenant this time. You'll see in our homework this week that is stated. And I believe there's a reason for that. I'll try to cover that next week when I have more time. There's the cherubim. Now we're going to go out very quickly because we're going to swing around. Here we go. There's the high priest. Then we go out right here. There is an ordinary priest. Now we're going to go around the corner here to the south side, and on the south side there's an entryway. See that entryway? And we're going into the area. Here's the first floor. It goes all the way down across the south side. Then we're going to turn right, go up the west side. We're going to turn right now, go up the north side. And these are all side chambers, and these side chambers were used for the priests for all the stuff that they had to do in the temple. They want to turn around and come back out. And there were 3 levels of these side chambers, the first, second, and third. And you notice that they got larger, the rooms got larger the higher up you went, which sounds a little strange. But they were designed that way to where these rooms were not actually attached to the temple. The wall of the temple was used as one of the walls, but structurally they were not attached to the temple. And so that type of a configuration allowed for them to stand independently. So here's the second floor. Quickly, turns around, comes back out. And then when we get to the end, we're going to go up to the third floor. Some people said there were spiral staircases. I think the staircases are like what you see right here, because the spiral staircase would have been hard to carry all the various things that would have been used. So here we go along the third floor. Now when we get to the third floor on the other side, there's something interesting we're going to see right here. There was a place called the Treasuries, and in this particular presentation they believe the treasuries were down this side right here. I don't believe that. This would be the third floor on the north side. I believe that the treasuries were located above the Holy of Holies, because when you look at the Holy of Holies, you find out that it's a cube, 30 foot by 30 foot by 30 foot, and there's areas that's left over at the top of the Holy of Holies that I believe would have been the area where the treasuries were, but we really don't know. We may find out more information. I may learn something further along in the Word, or what somebody else said. I don't know, but we'll find out as we go along. So now we've come on the outside, and you notice right there, there's the molten sea. Again, there's the basins, and you see that wall right there. That's the wall to the inner court, and that's where we're going right now, because there are some side chambers and some storage units in the surrounding rooms there too. And so it's quite similar to what we saw. All this wood right here, by the way, was cedar wood. Okay, so you can imagine how this smelled through the years and how it preserves things. So now we've come back out and we're at the inner court again from where we began, and that's the end of it. This was a magnificent, magnificent structure. David really had it upon his heart to build this, and as we've studied before, God said, no, you're not going to build it, but you're going to have a son who will. And what we saw this week's lesson, what you're going to see next week's lesson, how Solomon's heart was poured out before God for allowing him to build this unto him, and how magnificent this place was. It was just marvelous, and there was sacrifice going on. It was very, very busy. It would have been very loud. It would have been very bloody. That's the reason they needed all the basins. As the priests were going about their normal cycle, there would have been 1,300 priests in this place on any given day. On a Sabbath day, when they were trading from one course of priests to another, they would have had a double. So there had been 2,600 priests, one ending their course cycle and the other one coming in. And so I would encourage you again to go to this website. They also have the same type of presentation for the Mosaic Tabernacle and for the Ark, for Noah's Ark. I haven't looked at those yet, but I think they would be sort of cool. So take some time, read the footnotes. They have cross-references with various articles to explain like what the molten sea is, the 10 basins and stuff like that. And it's a very useful little tool right here. So again, I'm Dale from the Precept classes in Cullman, Alabama, and I thank you for being with us, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.